This morning, I wanted to come and personally congratulate you. Congratulations to all the forces in POA and the surrounding region. Well done for the work you've accomplished. This is one of the most stabilized regions. But let's be clear, that does not mean the mission is over. I encourage you to continue the fight. This is a very dense zone with many forests. Yes, you've pushed back the enemy who tried to take root here. But I ask you to keep patrolling these forests to ensure there's no attempt at a return. So again, congratulations. But also my encouragements for what lies ahead. I hope I'm being understood clearly. Just because the enemy can't penetrate easily anymore doesn't mean it's over. This is guerrilla warfare. We are here at the National Commando Training Center. A commando knows what infiltration means. The enemy can infiltrate, so we must stay constantly alert. I also ask each of you to reflect on your commitment. We are in a war that has been imposed on us. Now more than ever, every fighter must understand why we fight. I often tell unit leaders, explain to the troops why we are fighting. We are not fighting for the sake of fighting. We are fighting because we were attacked. A war was brought to us. Why? Because they want our land, without us on it. This is not new. That's always been Africa's story. Remember slavery. They came and deported millions of Africans, especially the young and able. Many died. Africa was emptied. Then came colonization. They came here, massacred us. They killed our ancestors in large numbers. Africa was colonized multiple times. Today we face a new form of colonization. Why does Africa suffer so much? Because we have resources that interest the imperialists. Every one of you must understand this. If you're able to go to the front line, to fight even to the point of supreme sacrifice, it's because you understand the value of your commitment. You are here to defend the nation, to protect the land our ancestors left us. Our predecessors wrote our national anthem. Listen to it carefully, and it begins with against, because they stood against many forms of colonization. The Burkinabè stands against humiliation, against all forms of domination, against neocolonialism. This is what you must understand. This is why the anthem was written, to oppose injustice and defend this land. And it's now our duty to protect it and pass it on to our children. Today, our fight is not just for ourselves, but for the generations to come. Who here doesn't love their children? Everyone does. If a threat comes to a child, a father would rather die than see harm come to that child. That's the same principle. We fight today so our children can live in peace. There must be no hesitation in this fight. We will resist everything these dominators try to impose. And you must continue the fight. Listen to our national anthem. It should give you even more motivation. Commit yourself fully, because Burkina Faso is very rich. Today, our armed forces and security personnel have grown significantly, and we've made real efforts in equipment too. But where did we get these resources? Understand that the wealth was always here, just mismanaged. And there's even more to discover, because in this world, there is no bank that lends money to buy weapons. If you want to arm yourselves, you must use your own funds. In the past, we were helpless. We were not armed like today. Many veterans here have experienced it. You can tell the younger ones how far we've come. Let that motivate you. Fight for your land. Fight to leave behind a better Burkina for future generations. Fight so we can fairly benefit from our own resources. We've launched several initiatives. Our parents in rural areas are more or less happy with what we're doing. In agriculture especially, since most of our people are farmers. We're also working on road infrastructure to help people move around more easily. And all this is done with our own resources. You see pictures of developed countries? You wish your country looked like that. It's not impossible. It's absolutely possible. I said this 2 years ago. In some countries, even the hospitals for animals are better equipped than the hospitals we use to treat humans. But we'll catch up, and we'll surpass them. That's why we've launched programs to build modern, well-equipped health centers. There's no reason we should be left behind. Everything we are doing, we do it because it is possible, and we will continue. Some of you have trained abroad. You take pictures in front of nice buildings, beautiful streets. It's possible here, in Burkina Faso. And that's exactly what we'll work toward. But first, we must fight. That's why I ask you to reflect deeply on your commitment. Listen to the anthem and fight. You are courageous, true warriors, but sometimes your actions cost us unnecessary lives, especially the use of mobile phones. Those who can't give up their phones during operations, we will identify them and punish them severely. We will not allow addiction to phones to put the lives of others at risk. Imagine, you're stationed somewhere. Good soldiers are at their posts, focused. They finish their shift and go to rest. Then a saboteur is on duty, glued to TikTok or gambling apps, until the enemy approaches and attacks. And those resting may die in their sleep. Do you want us to keep people like that among us? Absolutely not. We'll find them. We'll punish them. I've already instructed military leadership to identify and remove those with phone addictions, because what they're doing is criminal. Yes, we raise awareness, but there's a limit. Keep small phones to call family, but smartphones, only if there's a real need. Even in trials of captured terrorists, one thing is consistent. They say many of their successful attacks are due to excessive mobile phone use by our soldiers. If some still can't see the danger, we'll take strict action. Soon, some will be dismissed, even imprisoned, because they endanger others' lives. Soldiers don't belong to themselves. They belong to the army. You do not have the right to do as you wish. Each of you must help spread this message. This is a serious matter. Sometimes your courage is canceled out by these carelessnesses, and we lose good fighters while others act irresponsibly. So fight against the excessive use of phones and make this message loud and clear to your comrades. Some are being misled, poisoned by stateless individuals abroad, fighting against Burkina Faso through social media and the press. Be very careful. Anyone who tells you not to fight wants to dominate you. Do you want to be slaves? Do you want to be ruled over? Then fight. There is no other option. Burkina Faso will not negotiate with the enemy. We will fight and we will win. There will be no negotiations, none whatsoever. Those who came to attack us, they will die on our land. We will give up nothing, not even a single centimeter of our soil. So keep preparing. Stay alert, even off duty. At any moment, you might be called into battle. This war must not drag on. We will do everything possible to intensify the fight and crush this enemy. Congratulations to all forces fighting. Continue to work closely with the civilian population. This bond is crucial. Years ago, we didn't have this connection between the army and civilians. There were constant tensions. Today, we are united, and that unity is key to our operational success. You get information, intelligence, moral and psychological support. So there's no reason to lose hope. Keep building this love with the people. Help them. Help unite them, because past political mistakes have divided our social fabric. Your role is also to bring people together. Civilians trust you now. When a soldier speaks, they listen. So use your voice. Be ambassadors of peace and unity. A soldier's job is not just to hold a weapon and kill. You are trained beyond that. If you defend a nation, you also defend values. Use those values to unite the people. To those in training, stay strong. It's hard, but only the strong prevail. And you are strong. To those in the field, I wish you the best in your operations. Continue sweeping the forests. Uncover any enemy infiltrations. Continue to protect the people. They believe in you. They count on you. May God be with you in every mission. May He protect you in every battle. Return safe and sound, so we can build the Burkina Faso we dream of. Homeland or death, we shall overcome. Now let's break down this speech, because what Captain Traoré delivered is not your typical address. This wasn't about military orders. This was a Pan-African battle cry rooted in history, legacy, and raw truth. When he spoke about slavery, colonization, and the new face of imperialism, he wasn't just giving a history lesson. He was connecting the dots between the past and the present, showing how Africa's suffering has always been rooted in one thing: its wealth. Not a lack of it, but an abundance. Gold, land, people, culture, and that wealth has always attracted those who want to take without giving. He spoke about how Africa has been targeted for centuries and how the methods have simply evolved. Yesterday it was chains and ships. Today it's economic pressure, foreign-funded wars, resource contracts designed to enslave, and puppet regimes. It's the same mission with a different mask. He exposed that clearly, that the war in Burkina Faso is not local, it is global. It's a front in the wider struggle for African autonomy. And in doing that, he wasn't just addressing soldiers. He was speaking to every African whose land has been taken, whose leaders have been bought, and whose future has been bargained away behind closed doors. The line that hit hardest, "They want our land without us." That wasn't a metaphor. That was a straight indictment of the centuries-long pattern of erasing African presence from African soil. Whether through guns, loans, or propaganda, the goal has always been to strip the land of its people or strip the people of their power. That line alone is enough to form the cornerstone of a new African political philosophy because it reveals the core truth many still avoid. And what makes Traoré different, what makes him necessary, is that he didn't just stop at identifying the problem. He redefined what resistance means. He reconnected military defense to cultural survival, to ancestral duty. He reminded his soldiers, and by extension all of us, that defending your nation is defending your continent, that every inch of land held in Burkina is a victory for Africa as a whole. This was Pan-Africanism not from an academic podium, but from the battlefield. It wasn't about theory, it was about blood, land, memory, and the future. He talked about legacy, about fighting not for personal gain, but so that children, African children, can inherit a continent that is theirs in both title and reality. He reminded us that the fight for sovereignty is not outdated, it's unfinished. And most powerfully, he did something rare. He united the past, the present, and the future in one breath. From the ancestors who resisted colonizers, to the soldiers in fatigues today, to the unborn children who deserve to walk freely on their own land, he spoke for all of them. That is the heart of true Pan-Africanism. It's not just unity between countries, it's unity across generations. It's the refusal to let Africa be a market and a battlefield while others get rich from her pain. Traoré didn't ask for pity, he demanded dignity. He didn't look for allies. He called on Africans to be their own solution. In a world where many leaders still beg at foreign tables, his defiance was a thunderclap. He made it clear, no foreign soldier, no foreign loan, no foreign narrative will define Burkina Faso or Africa. And that message, that spirit, that fire, is what makes Captain Traoré more than a president, more than a soldier. It makes him a symbol of the Africa we're still fighting for.